My name is Tara Cosgrove, and this is my investigation for Living World. I chose to do stage 1 with the testable question of how many ways can we classify a group of toy animals. This is also the title of the experiment. The aim of this investigation is to see how many ways students can classify or group some plastic toy animals. Students will determine the categories based off the animal's external features, which is a key concept for stage 1 of Living World. Students will be asked to predict how many different classifications they think they'll be able to make based on the external features of the plastic toy animals. The hypothesis for this experiment was that the toy animals will be able to be grouped into 12 classifications based on their external features. The equipment used for this investigation were just the plastic toy animals. 12 were used in total. Data of the categories students come up with and which animals belong to each will be recorded in a table. This experiment sought to engage fair testing to ensure valid results. Using the mnemonic cows move softly, meaning change, measure, and stay the same for the independent, dependent, and controlled variables. The independent variable was categories or classifications of the animals. The dependent variable was how many categories could be made, and the control variable was the number of and type of animals being sorted. The animals used in this investigation were a tiger, polar bear, cheetah, hippopotamus, lion, rhinoceros, zebra, kangaroo, moose, giraffe, camel, and an elephant. This is 12 in total. The method for this experiment would first begin by giving a group of students the plastic toy animals and asking them to create as many classification categories as possible based off their observation of the external features of the animals. As mentioned before, results of the groups and which animals fit into each category would be recorded in a table. The following images depict the results which are shown here in the table. The categories created for this investigation were stands on 4 legs, stands on 2 legs, has a pouch, has antlers, has horns, has tusks, has fur, has just skin, and also is grey. Have stripes and have spots. Has a mane and is white. And just to note, zebras are white with black stripes. Has humps, has a long tail. Has big ears and also has a trunk and has a long neck. To conclude the experiment, the hypothesis of 12 categories was greatly overstepped, with 20 categories being found of classification based off the external features of the plastic toy animals, and this could have been more. The hypothesis was therefore incorrect as 8 more categories were created than what was predicted. Categories made were based off external features as well as observable characteristics. This included that the giraffe, zebra, cheetah, and tiger were all able to be sorted into categories based off their visible fur patterns of stripes or spots. In comparison, an observable characteristics of how many legs an animal stood on was 2 for the kangaroo and 4 for the remaining animals. For the discussion of this experiment, I noted that the external features of animals is a key concept of stage 1 of living world. I also noted that repetition is important for a reliable and accurate experiment, and so it should be noted that repetition should be done using more types of animals, such as amphibians and reptiles, which could show the external features of scales and shells. An extension for this activity may be to look at the environment in which the animals live in and create categories based off their climate and what they eat. Further, this may be extended for older stages to look at the role of animals as food and classifying animals into being predator or prey. The limitations of this experiment were the small amount of animals used being just 12. This experiment could broaden student understanding and learning by having more types of animals available with different external features and characteristics for the children to observe. Further, the accuracy of the plastic toy animals may be confusing for students, and so I believe it may be important to look at images of real animals before using the toys to ensure the students have a correct grasp on the external features of the animals. The idea of the experiment was pretty straightforward, and I came up with it myself, and the ideas for the categories were based off the external features as a necessary outcome for Living World Stage 1 in the K-6 science syllabus. All photos included in the presentation were taken by myself, Tara Cosgrove, and the animal collage was found from a link in Google Images. Thank you for listening.